Shalom, this relates to news. Iran fires as deadly as Khorramshahr, 4 doomsday missiles. Haifa. So it's devastating areas in Haifa, which is Israel. It's showing footage. This is Onada News. This is Indian-based news. Yeah, Khorramshahr doomsday missile, pretty much. You have the Shahab and you have the Fatah, which is the Fatah one, which is middle, and the other one's hypersonic. This is another one here. This missile here, Khorramshahr missile. Haifa. This is June 20th, 2025. So it devastated some areas in Haifa. Look at that. Continuing news. Trump says he won't push for Israel-Iran ceasefire deal. Yeah, I guess not. It wouldn't work anyway, you know. Because Benjamin Netanyahu, he's going to continue to move forward, man. Pro-Palestinian activist Mahmoud Khalil ordered released by the judge. Could there be radioactive fallout in Iran? Question. Iran's foreign minister says no talks while under fire. The talks should have been before they began the fire in the first place, man. You know. Previous times Trump had used a 2-week tactic. He was talking about in 2 weeks relating to something he's saying on the news. Another news report, NTD earlier, talking about Russia is going to, not Russia, China is going to flip relating to the U.S. debt in the 16-year low since 2009. And you notice they selling assets and stuff. You had U.S. try to relate to 119 billion in bonds try to sell to foreign investors. What relate to that debt, the bond debt. And not many people are biting. And the biggest holders of that is China and Japan. So, it doesn't look too good, on certain aspects. Yeah, J.D. Vance, he was in L.A. speaking relating to visiting federal officers relating to you had a Mr. Protest, different things. You had a continuation relating to National Guard, federalization. So it's going to block the lower court where it gives back power to the governor. So basically it favors Trump. You have President Trump says Iran could soon have a nuclear weapon. Who says they don't have it, you know what I mean? So they can already have it, You have Qatar, it was Qatar, which is the region near Iran, talking about, not on my watch, he was interviewing relating to, I believe, somebody he was interviewing. It might have been Carson Tucker or one of them. He said, not on my watch, you know what I mean? Because whatever affects Iran affects Qatar and those neighboring countries around them, man. You have You have an MP vote in the favor of assisted dying bill. You had ICE arrest. There's a video on somebody had talking about this black guy, I believe in LA. He's literally crying relating to, I believe it's in Los Angeles. People are being arrested relating to ICE, relating to children's parents and stuff. So they were scattering relating to, because they didn't have papers. So scripture, the times we're in. Allah, never been a time since Jacob's trouble, but ye shall be saved out of it. Jeremiah 30:7, man. So that's the times we're coming into. Jacob's trouble, Jeremiah 30:7, man. You have, why is Trump allowed to keep the National Guard in LA? Like I was saying, they blocked it relating to the lower court. So, so pretty much he can keep the federalization relating to the National Guard being there, man. And it'll probably be under the circumstances. It'll probably be a wise move to keep the National Guard there, just in case of anarchy and pretty much civil unrest. Man, Scripture talks about relating to they should take the course of the action of their power and not regard the kings and princes, man. So the people are gonna put the course of power in their hands and not regard the kings and princes, man. You're having a lot of protests relating to, not just in Los Angeles, but continuing all over, relating to this administration, relating to the policies, the actions of this administration. So people are, Scripture talks about earthquakes and uproars of the people. So people are in an uproar relating to, it goes to commotions, turmoil, distresses, different things, all kinds of words I can use. But you seeing all the you seeing the commotions, the disturbances, the turmoil, the distresses, the anxieties, building up in the people, man. You know what I mean? Relating to the things that's going on, man. Millions of acres in public and land across Nevada could be sold in the latest proposal for Congress. Israel and Iran launched new strikes even as diplomatic efforts get underway. So those diplomatic efforts are not going to mean nothing. Like Men in Truth said with that video relating to Benjamin Netanyahu, his history. So it's deeply personal to him, man. Relating to that, it stems back, like watching that video relating to when his brother passed in 1976, when it was instilled by his father, relating to you have to do certain things. So that been ingrained in him for decades, man. So he has a mission to do certain things, and he's not going to stop until he do it, man. You know what I mean? So that's the short term. You have that's quick news on that. You have federal. Let's get some more news. Just like the Man in Truth said, he's on a mission. Like I said, he's out and thirsty. He's out for blood, man. You know what I mean? He's like a shark. He tastes the blood. He wants more, man. You know what I mean? So, ABC News. You have Fat Joe accused of other news. Fat Joe accused of ST fraud in a new lawsuit. You also have relating to R. Kelly, allegedly relating to overdose, relating to being in a hospital in prison. You know what I mean? This is a celebrity report. So these celebrities are, getting situations. You have was talking about he's visiting relating to Los Angeles in the midst of the immigration protests in the cities and across the country. You also had Affleck, cyber hacking at Affleck. You also had Google, Apple, and Google, Apple, and Facebook relating to 16 billion passwords being compromised, man. So the cyber attacks, that's on the rise. Also, yeah, one of these companies, I believe, had over 20,000 people being laid off as well. It might be Affleck or one of these major tech companies or insurance companies. I seen that on the video. I'm not sure on the exact company, but you're seeing a lot of people getting laid off as well. That's still continuation. You know what I mean? That was Affleck. That's the insurance company with that duck commercial. That goes into that. Yeah, ICE. You still have an ICE arrest. Yeah, this is on Louisiana racetrack, 84 ICE arrest. So they go into different facilities to, pertaining to arrest, man. Schools, stores, warehouses, shops. Different facilities where they can, they're going to relating to arrest, man. The federal appeals to keep the courts, courts keep California National Guard in Trump's hand relating to the federalization of it. Now, here's the thing here. Trump says there are too many non-working holidays in America on Juneteenth. There's too many non-working holidays, period, man. And relating to, because every little holiday America wants to make, and that's an excuse for people to take off, regardless what it is, you know what I mean? So, not just on Juneteenth, he's just using that as an excuse, but it's just too many holidays, period, man. Talking about that. You have federal agents at a stadium relating grounds. That goes to ICE arrests. Like I said, different facilities, stores, stadiums, warehouses, schools. President Trump will make a decision on taking action in Iran in 2 weeks. That's why I was talking about the 2-week thing. There was a video I was watching relating to, narrated by Morgan Freeman, talking about the resolve, the sovereignty, the strength, directly, indirectly relating to Iran, talking about, they may not be the biggest, the baddest, but when it comes to resolve and suffering and hardship, they're pretty much tougher than pretty much a lot of these countries, man. And pretty much the West, he's saying the West will never can't conquer them. They'll never understand that, you know what I mean? Because they have a different type of strength that these other nations don't have, man. You know what I mean? So pretty much they have a very internal, strong resolve, you know what I mean, that makes them, separate. But it was a good video. It was so talking about Iran. He's narrated by Morgan Freeman, and that goes back to Persia, you know what I mean, they're, Ishmael and stuff. So that scripture talks about that wild man, you know what I mean? So, well, that's Turkey actually. But Persia. So let me see. Shalak. So they're a different breed, you know what I mean, out in the middle, in the Middle East. They're a different breed out there. So Iran, Persia. Turkey, Azerbaijan, Armenia, northwest of the Caspian Sea. Turkey, Azerbaijan, Armenia, and northwest to the Caspian Sea to the north. History. Persia was renamed Iran in 1935 to reflect the country's own name for itself and foster a sense of national unity and pride, connecting the nation to its ancient Iranian roots. While Persia was the term used by Westerners, Iran has been used by locals for centuries, man. This change was a part of Reza Shah Pahlavi broader efforts to modernize the country and project a stronger unified national identity. So their identity, pride, unification, you know what I mean, that's their mold. They thrive on that, man. You know what I mean? So let me see something. Right, so this is just something short relating to information. Hope it helps relating to information. This is I.L. Wolf. Hope it helps relating to information. Shalom.